Imagine waking up tomorrow to a financial alert so profound it would send shockwaves through the global economic landscape. Picture a nation, for decades synonymous with conflict and instability, now quietly assembling the components for an economic resurgence of historic proportions. This is not a scene from a speculative fiction novel. This is the very real, meticulously orchestrated reality being engineered by the Central Bank of Iraq at this very moment. The long-awaited catalyst, the final move that so many have been waiting for, is no longer a matter of if, but a matter of when. And if you have ever held the Iraqi dinar, or contemplated its potential, the information I am about to share with you will fundamentally redefine your understanding of what is possible. The CBI is no longer playing defense. It is launching a decisive, multi-pronged offensive designed to structurally strengthen the Iraqi dinar's value, and it's doing so by leveraging two undeniable pillars of financial power. The first is a war chest of almost unimaginable size: $100 billion in solid, liquid foreign currency reserves. Think about that number for a second. $100 billion. This isn't theoretical wealth tied up in uncertain assets. This is a mountain of cash, gold, and other foreign currencies held in secure accounts, a financial fortress that provides an unshakable bedrock of confidence. This reserve acts as a colossal guarantee, a promise to the world and to the Iraqi people that the currency is backed by something substantial and real. It is the ultimate safety net, allowing the central bank to intervene in global markets, defend the dinar's value against speculators, and create an environment of stability that is absolutely essential for international investment to flood in. But the reserves are only half the story, the foundational bedrock upon which something truly revolutionary is being built. The second, and perhaps even more powerful pillar, is the confirmed development of the digital dinar. This is not just a buzzword, it is a quantum leap for the entire Iraqi financial system. The digital dinar represents a complete modernization of the monetary architecture, moving transactions from the shadowy realm of cash, which has been plagued by corruption, smuggling, and counterfeiting, into the transparent, traceable, and hyper-efficient world of blockchain-based digital currency. This shift is a game changer. It means the government can implement monetary policy with surgical precision, ensuring that stimulus reaches its intended targets, and it can track the flow of money in real time, effectively choking off the illicit networks that have drained the economy for years. The combination of these two forces, the sheer brute financial strength of the $100 billion reserve and the sleek, modern efficiency of the digital dinar, creates a synergistic effect that is far greater than the sum of its parts. It is this powerful convergence that the Central Bank of Iraq is now positioning for its final move. They are building a system where trust is enforced by transparency and backed by sheer financial might. This is the foundation for a stronger, more valuable Iraqi dinar, a currency that is no longer solely tied to the volatile price of a single barrel of oil, but is instead a representation of a modern, diversified, and robust digital economy. The stage is set, the pieces are in motion, and the implications are staggering. But to truly understand the magnitude of this final move, you need to look deeper into how the central bank will strategically deploy these $100 billion. It's a strategy more sophisticated than most people realize, and it's the key to unlocking the next phase of this historic monetary transformation. So, if this makes sense to you, I want you to do one thing right now. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because in the next segment, we are going to pull back the curtain on the CBI's precise strategic playbook for its massive reserves, and you will not want to miss it. So, we've established the powerful foundation, a monumental $100 billion reserve and the transformative potential of the digital dinar. But a fortress of wealth and a sophisticated digital tool are only as powerful as the strategy behind their deployment. This is where the Central Bank of Iraq's true genius begins to reveal itself, moving beyond mere theory into a realm of precise, calculated financial engineering. Let's pull back the curtain on the strategic playbook for this massive reserve. The primary and most immediate use of these funds is to act as a definitive backstop for the Iraqi dinar's value. Think of it as the ultimate insurance policy. In the foreign exchange market, confidence is the most valuable currency of all, and the CBI is now in a position to project unshakable confidence. If speculators or market volatility ever attempt to drive the dinar's value down artificially, the central bank can, and will, intervene directly. They can use their vast dollar reserves to buy dinars off the market in enormous quantities. This creates a surge in demand for the dinar, effectively setting a firm floor under its price and pushing its value upward. This is not a hypothetical scenario. It is a standard tool of powerful central banks, and with a war chest of $100 billion, the CBI has more than enough firepower to win any short-term battle against market manipulators, thereby ensuring long-term stability. But the strategy goes far deeper than just defensive maneuvers. A significant portion of these reserves is being strategically allocated to build a diversified portfolio of international assets. This means the CBI is not just sitting on a static pile of cash. It is actively investing in stable foreign government bonds, high-grade corporate debt, and other reliable international instruments. The brilliance of this move is twofold. First, these investments generate a substantial return. They are effectively making the reserve fund grow on its own, creating a self-sustaining and ever-expanding financial shield for the nation. Second, and more critically, it systematically decouples the Iraqi dinar's value from being a petrocurrency entirely dependent on the daily fluctuations of the oil market. By building a massive, income-generating asset base independent of oil, Iraq is fundamentally rebranding its currency in the eyes of the world. It is telling international investors that the dinar is now backed by a diversified, globalized, and sophisticated treasury, making it a far more stable and attractive store of value. This directly translates into increased foreign direct investment. When multinational corporations see this level of financial maturity and stability, they are far more likely to commit billions to building factories, infrastructure, and businesses inside Iraq. This influx of foreign capital creates jobs, boosts the entire economy, and creates a self-reinforcing cycle of growth and strength that further elevates the currency's value. The reserves are the catalyst for this entire virtuous cycle. They are the proof of concept that Iraq is open for business on a new, more credible footing. Now, intertwine this with the digital dinar's role. As the CBI executes this sophisticated reserve strategy, the digital dinar provides the perfect, transparent ledger for every transaction. It ensures that every dollar of investment, every intervention in the forex market, is recorded on an immutable blockchain, eliminating doubts and building unparalleled trust with the international financial community. This powerful synergy between strategic reserve management and digital transparency is what creates the perfect storm for a fundamental revaluation. But to complete this picture, we must now turn to the final, most crucial piece of the puzzle, the tangible impact of the digital dinar on the everyday economy and how it will finally unlock the true, domestic demand that will propel the currency to its destined strength. This is where the story gets truly exciting. So, if you are starting to see the master plan coming together, do me a favor, take a second to comment down below with the word strategy so I know you're following along, and make sure you're subscribed because the final piece of this puzzle is the most critical one of all. We have navigated through the immense strength of the financial fortress and the brilliant strategy of its deployment. Now, we arrive at the human element, the final and most dynamic piece of this transformation, the direct impact of the digital dinar on the streets of Baghdad, Mosul, and Basra, and how this grassroots revolution will create the unstoppable domestic demand that permanently elevates the currency's value. This is where the theoretical becomes tangible, where monetary policy touches the lives of every single Iraqi citizen and fundamentally rewires the economy from the ground up. The digital dinar is not just a tool for the central bank and international investors. It is the key to unlocking the trillions of dinars currently trapped in mattresses, safes, and home hiding places, the so-called shadow currency that exists outside the formal banking system. For decades, due to instability and a lack of trust in financial institutions, the Iraqi people have rationally chosen to hold their wealth in physical cash. This has crippled the economy, as this money does not circulate, cannot be loaned out to create businesses, and remains invisible to the formal economy. The digital dinar changes this equation overnight. By offering a secure, government-backed digital wallet accessible via a simple smartphone app, the CBI provides a compelling reason for citizens to bring their savings into the light. The convenience is undeniable: instant payments for goods, seamless money transfers to family, but the security and state guarantee are the true game changers. When people trust that their life savings are safe, backed by the full faith of the central bank and its $100 billion reserve, and are more convenient than a pile of cash, the mass migration into the formal system becomes inevitable. This monumental shift, this activation of dormant national wealth, is what will create an internal economic boom unlike anything we have seen. Suddenly, commercial banks are flooded with deposits. This new capital base allows them to issue loans to small businesses, to entrepreneurs, to families wanting to buy homes or cars. This credit creation is the lifeblood of any modern economy, fueling growth, innovation, and prosperity from within. As businesses expand and new ones are born, employment rises, incomes grow, and the overall gross domestic product of the nation surges. A stronger domestic economy, powered by its own people's now active wealth, naturally demands a stronger currency because the nation itself is producing more value. This creates a powerful, self-sustaining cycle of strength. Furthermore, the digital dinar's transparency will systematically dismantle the corruption and inefficiency that have been attacks on the economy for years. With every government salary payment, every subsidy, and every contract payment recorded on an immutable blockchain, the leaks that have drained public funds are sealed. This means more money is directed towards productive infrastructure, healthcare, and education, further improving the standard of living and economic output. The combination of activated public wealth, a thriving credit system, and efficient government spending creates a perfect storm of organic, domestic-driven demand for the Iraqi dinar. This internal demand, layered on top of the external confidence from the reserves and foreign investment, creates an irresistible upward pressure on the currency's value. The CBI's final move is, therefore, a masterstroke of holistic engineering, using the reserves to build external confidence and using the digital dinar to unlock internal potential. It is a pincer movement on economic weakness, attacking from both the international and the domestic fronts simultaneously. This is not merely a revaluation. It is a comprehensive monetary rebirth designed to establish the Iraqi dinar as a stable, modern, and strong currency, truly reflective of Iraq's vast potential and resources. The journey from a volatile past to a stable future is reaching its culmination. The foundation is poured, the structure is being erected, and the final touches are now being applied. The wait is finally nearing its end. So, if this complete picture makes sense to you, if you see the undeniable logic and power of this final move, then I need you to take action right now. This is the most important call to action in this entire video. Do not let this information just sit with you. Share this video with every single person in your network who needs to understand what is truly happening. Put it in your group chats, post it on your social media, and let the world know that the economic landscape is shifting. The information is here, the strategy is clear, and the future is being written now. Be part of this conversation. Smash that like button, subscribe for more undeniable clarity, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single update, and most importantly, share this video far and wide. The time for knowledge is now.